And now, the LSU Football Fix with Preston Guy, presented by TigerBait, starts now.
Woo! What a day, everybody. No shortage of excitement. Guys, if you are not excited right now, you might want to check your pulse because LSU has brought in the number one portal quarterback, Sam Leavitt. It was the biggest haul on this LSU team, and in 24 hours, LSU goes from being in a rough patch at quarterback to all of a sudden not only having number one quarterback, but number two quarterback. Landon Clark, the Elon transfer, the dynamic athlete with a cannon for an arm, will be joining us. He has 3 years of eligibility remaining, so I know coaches are excited about that, but we'll talk about all this tonight. Guys, welcome to your LSU Football Fix presented by Celebrity Theaters. Join with me as always each and every Monday night at 8 p.m. on the TigerBait YouTube and Facebook channels is Zack, Nagy, publisher at Sports Illustrated's LSU Country. Guys, such a jam-packed show tonight. Please, if you have something to say, I'm going to try to get to as many comments as I can. Hit me with a super chat if you got something you really want up there. I don't know how many regular comments I'll be able to get to tonight. Don't forget to like and share the show, not just for us, but share it for the folks so they can go meet Landon Clark tonight. We're all excited to meet this outstanding kid, and he's very excited to introduce himself to LSU fans. Zack, what's going on, my brother?
Doing good, man. Busy. I mean, we've been going at it now for what feels like a whole year, ever since Brian Kelly was relieved of his duties, got Lane Kiffin, and now here we are, reconstructing this roster under his watch. It's been a crazy time, and it's hard to not be just juiced about what this program is building right now. You go out and get the number one transfer portal quarterback. You obviously bring in Landon Clark, who I think is one of the more dynamic quarterbacks at the FCS level. And now he gets the chance to really showcase his skills here at LSU. It's going to be really fun to watch, man. I'm excited to see how they continue to build this transfer portal class out. It's the number one haul in America right now. Sam Leavitt obviously signed tonight. So it's hard to not be a little bit juiced about what's happening right now in Baton Rouge.
No kidding. Let me get to a quick rundown, and then we'll do our introductory ad. I'm going to let y'all know what's going to go down. Of course, we're going to talk about the atomic bomb, Sam Leavitt. We'll be discussing that ad nauseum. LSU has signed the number one quarterback. There's plenty of other topics to discuss. After all, LSU does find itself not only with the number one portal prospect, but the number one portal class in the country. Landon Clark joins us at 8:10 p.m. I'm checking in with him. He just confirmed he will be here at 8:10, so we'll do that probably first and foremost. We'll be talking about portal additions. Of course, they've added a ton of extra guys, and of course, we'll be talking about future of this roster. I have a little bit of a tribute. Y'all might remember a monologue I went on after the governor made his kooky comments and LSU had no AD, no president. It was just a mess. I kind of wrote a column and I made it into a rant on this show. I'm going to reflect on that column and then translate it to where we're at, because I challenged LSU and I challenged Verge Osbury to do something in that column. And I'm going to see how he rose to that challenge, because now we are seeing how the puzzle is being put together. Before we get Landon in here, let's talk to y'all about our title sponsor. We're going to go ahead and knock this out, guys. Of course, if you watch this show, you know it is brought to you each and every year by Celebrity Theaters. Guys, Celebrity Theaters is Louisiana's only locally owned and operated theater with locations in Baton Rouge and Ruston. Because it is Louisiana's only locally owned and operated theater, there's just a few things you're going to be guaranteed to see, such as a clean facility, better pricing, superior customer service, state-of-the-art technology. The Baton Rouge location has an invigorating arcade featuring over 50 games, making it the largest in town. They've got beer, wine, frozen drinks. Hey, guys, you might need a cold beer after celebrating what's been going on tonight. And they have the Dolby Atmos 3D sound system theater. It's the largest screen in Baton Rouge. They have savings going on each and every weekday to help you save money. Senior Savings Day, Bargain Tuesday, Half Price, Arcades and College Night on Wednesday, and Thirsty Thursday at the Baton Rouge location. Do not forget, private events. You can book out the whole theater, make it yours, guys. Events at celebritytheaters.com. I just want to say I'm really proud of myself. I actually was having trouble flipping through. So this is the notes I have to prepare for a show like this. It's 7 or 8 pages. And of course, part of the notes is the ad reads. And I there's literally so many I had trouble flipping through with the celebrity. I've got it memorized so good. I was able to get the first 20 seconds off of memory. Very proud of that moment tonight. Let's get to some comments before Landon gets in, because I don't know how much comment time we're going to have here tonight. Big Train, Kiffin, and by the way, Zach, if you see comments you like, throw them up there, man. Interject. Hit beat Mike, BFFs, all aboard, choo-choo. It's time to roll. Choo-choo, hit beat Mike. Y'all know the phrase. That's how we roll with it. Let's see here. Take it or Leavitt. You got to like that. Preston versus Ole Miss Burners, the new rivalry. Whoa. We'll definitely talk about that later on. Preston, I don't know why I'm having trouble putting up comments. Very active on Twitter. Sherman Wilson was a big plan. I love Sherman Wilson. That's all I say. All right. I think I have Landon Clark here. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the stage. Landon, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right, guys. This is LSU quarterback Landon Clark, the Elon transfer. Landon, how has the last 72 hours been for you?
It's been amazing. I think I just made the best decision of my life.
Why did you make that decision? Why LSU?
It just feels right. I think kind of after my visit, on my way home, talking with my dad, my brother, and the people who are working with me, it just feels so right. Their offensive system that they're bringing there with Charlie Wise and Coach Kiffin, I think it can be pretty incredible.
I guess for you get down to campus and you have to listen to their pitch. What was the pitch from Kiffin, Weiss, and the other staff members, Dane, Stevens, kind of talking to those guys? What was the kind of thing that they were breaking down to you and just telling you, hey, we can do this for you and you can do this for us as well?
I mean, a big part for me coming into this whole thing was a part of my development. I want to be able to reach my full potential as a player, just because I still have 3 years left, and that's a lot of time. And I think if I really do this thing the right way, then I'm going to put myself in a really good position in the future. And those guys were straight up honest with me. And that's also important to me, is just straight up honesty. Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, is somebody going to be honest with you, and the whole coaching staff is going to be, and that's huge for me. But they have a great plan set in place for me, and I can't wait.
What is that plan?
So obviously they brought in Sam Leavitt, and they straight up told me that, and I was completely okay with that. The plan is for, hopefully, he has a good year, and which I think he will. Sam's a great player, especially in this system. But then hopefully he can go to the league, and then I can kind of step in for the next 2 years and be the quarterback for the LSU Tigers.
So on the surface, your plan currently, you would like to be at LSU for the next 3 years. Obviously, I know things can change. This isn't binding, but that's what you would like to do as of right now.
Yeah. When I was kind of coming into this whole decision process as a whole, I was making a 3-year decision, not just a 1-year decision.
For you, obviously, Sam is still kind of banged up with the foot injury right now and trying to get through that. When we talk about the pitch and obviously what they can sell to you, this is an opportunity where you can come in and take a majority of these first-team reps during spring camp, obviously barring any kind of changes in his rehab process. But for you, was that something that they kind of sold to you to say, hey, man, if you come to campus down here, you get the chance to work with the first team and get these big-time reps, and then obviously moving forward, you'll kind of be seasoned?
Yeah, that was huge for me, honestly, because, honestly, it's hard to develop as a player if you're not getting those live reps. And those spring ball practices, going against the ones-on-ones, you're playing at the top of the SEC. It's game reps. Every single day is game reps. And if, I'm a competitive type of person, so every single day is going to be a competition, just within myself, and a battle of just, hey, you got to go out there and get better today. Whatever you did yesterday, you got to improve on it, get better. So if I go about it the right way and use it to, use it to my strengths and stuff like that, I think it'll work out really well in the long term.
What was What's it like? Just difference in facilities and touring out. Like how was the feeling going from Elon University to visiting LSU and just seeing how different things are from? I mean, it's a big difference in just everything, right?
Yeah, no, it really is. It was amazing. Like it just, but the thing that I really liked about the whole thing is obviously, these big SEC programs, they can show off their facilities and, whatever,
Right.
but LSU wasn't the school who really did that. Obviously, we walked around, we got a tour, we saw everything, but like they made the focus football and what they're going to do for me to help me get better, which is really important to me.
For you, obviously, you took a red shirt year one. You come in starter year two. What did you do in your game to kind of move from point A to point B, and kind of what's your plan to kind of continue to ascend? I mean, you have all the damn resources in the world now, right? Like
Yeah.
there's no excuses. I mean, you got everything now, and we've seen your trainer going out there and talking about this kid's got it. This kid's got next, and we see that in the tape. I mean, the tape doesn't lie. So you went from year one to year two. What's kind of the plan for you to go from year two to year three, and utilizing, of course, the resources that LSU has, and then kind of using it personally for yourself?
Yeah, just coming in every single day with the right, the right mindset of coming in, like kind of like I said earlier, talking about spring ball. Just come in and get 1% better every single day, because ultimately those days are going to keep stacking, and it's just consistency is the main thing, no matter how talented you are. If you're consistent in everything you do, just like in the workforce, if you're consistent with your job, you're going to be great at your job. So for me, it's come in on day one, establish, kind of how I'm going to be throughout my 3 years here at LSU, and establish that early to get everybody to kind of understand of, the type of dude that they're getting from me.
You opened this season at Duke, and obviously not a win, but your team did put up 17 points. And I just noticed you personally made some plays against Duke. Do you feel that experience against a Power 5 team prepared and or encouraged you to make this step to the Power 5, not only Power 5 level, but the SEC level?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like just kind of, I think, me being a competitor and things like that, like I think I can compete on this level, regardless of what people say. That's just kind of, how I am. I'm confident within myself, but it's all the hard work and, all the early mornings, late nights that I've done with myself. So I'm confident enough to, come on this stage and stay that way.
I know kind of we talked about the facilities and how LSU wasn't necessarily the one that kind of showed X, Y, and Z on that front, but we saw the video of you obviously walking out the tunnel and walking into Tiger Stadium. Obviously, you saw Michigan, you saw Kentucky, you saw these other schools. And I'm not saying one's better than the other, of course, but what I will say is just LSU is obviously different. And Lane Kiffin's talked about that. That's been his thing since he arrived on campus, is just different. What was it like walking into Tiger Stadium, seeing the lights, just seeing the scoreboard, or kind of just the Jumbotron, everything that you got out there? Kind of what was that feeling like for you, just getting out there and just being on that field at the 50-yard line?
It was surreal. Honestly, it was surreal. As soon as I walked into that stadium, it was just like, man, you get in there, you start looking around, and it's empty, it's quiet in there, but you can feel it. Like as soon as I walked in there, I got chills. Like I walk in the stadium and I'm like, man, this is where I want to be. Like this is where I want to run out of this stadium one day and be the reason that these fans, the 102,000 people are cheering. Like it gives me something to strive for. Like I want those 102,000 fans. They need to be screaming strong every single week, which I know they're going to. But, it'd be cool to be the head guy and going through all that, especially with the teammates and stuff like that.
You grew up in Virginia. Did you ever get to go out to like Virginia Tech or Virginia games growing up, like any of these major, teams in the area?
Yeah. I grew up going to a lot of Virginia Tech games.
Okay. Gotcha. A question I have, there's a clip of you throwing the football, and I had to count the yardage on this. About 70 yards in game, hit the receiver in stride. Yeah. How far can you throw the football?
The farthest I've ever thrown the football is 83 yards. It was about a year ago in the off season. I was just kind of messing around a little bit and seeing how far I could throw it. 83
yards. So what's your throw power rating need to be in the video game coming up this year?
Hey, whatever they say, I don't even care.
You're just excited to be in the video game, huh?
Hey, I'm excited. Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, the culture down here. Everybody talks about it. Everybody talks about just going through the city. obviously seen all the good, the bad, everything that it has down here. For you, obviously, once you touch down here, what was kind of your first impression of, hey, like, I'm talking to Lane Kiffin here, I'm talking to Dane Stevens, I'm talking to Charlie Weiss, I'm talking to these big guys who are here down representing this culture down here. What was it like for you getting the opportunity to do that? And what's kind of your takeaway of the culture here in Baton Rouge? I know it was a short stint, kind of a little bit less than 72 hours down here in Baton Rouge, but kind of what was your first impressions of the culture that's here and the culture that's being built in Baton Rouge?
I think it's going to be incredible. And I think a really important piece that I think a lot of people don't talk about enough is all these coaches, not all of them, but most of them are coming together. So they've been around each other. They kind of already have their culture instilled in their program just because of how they operate every day and operate around each other. Like, when your whole coaching staff is like that, there's no doubt that it's going to feed throughout the team.
And LSU was one of those first schools that reached out to you once you hit the portal, right? Or maybe I'm wrong on that?
Yeah, they actually were.
What was kind of their pitch up front? And I know once you got here, it might have been different, but just saying like, hey, this staff obviously built a D2 guy in Trinidad Chambliss into top 10 Heisman Trophy guy. But I guess from the jump, when they hit you up and there was contact right there, what was kind of their way to start to get your attention, considering so many schools were hitting you up? We know Michigan was in the mix, right, Kentucky, et cetera. But what kind of separated LSU to kind of get that way to get you down to the campus to visit and just really kind of set the tone there?
I think, just as a normal person, just hearing LSU catches your attention, no matter what. But they've been completely honest from our first phone call that we had, like kind of what I hit back on earlier talking about our plan. Like they instilled that early. They instilled, hey, we want to bring you in behind a 1-year guy and kind of learn the system, get used to the system, learn behind him. And ultimately, hopefully I have the keys the last 2 years, which is the goal. And that kind of already, that drawed my attention because as a competitor, I don't want to sit. I want to be on that field playing. But is this going to be the best for me long term? Like, my long-term goal is to play in the NFL. Well, this is probably the best place to be to prepare for the NFL. So this is the best decision for me for my next 3 years.
Then we got a couple people in the chat right now asking, obviously, how you like the food?
Yeah.
Favorite problem flavor? Kind of what was it for you once you got here? Where'd y'all go eat? Kind of what was the vibe from the food perspective? Because everybody knows Louisiana's it's different down here. What was kind of the food for you? Where'd y'all go eat? What was that kind of like for you down here?
So when I got in early Friday morning. We went to for lunch. We went to, I can't remember the place it was called, but it was like they got pickleball. It's kind of like Topgolf but with pickleball. And then
you went to court
Friday,
table probably.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then Friday night we went to a place called Colonel's Steakhouse. That was really good. And then for lunch on Saturday we went to SoFlo, and that was also really good. So I mean, the food was amazing.
Do you know the name of anything you ate?
I know. Let's see. I think at the courts and tables, I think it was a pizza or something like that. But there was a lot of appetizers and stuff, just like wings and stuff. And then I had a steak at Colonel's, obviously.
So no Cajun food yet, right?
No, not yet.
We'll get you. We'll get you right, man. I promise you. You got 3 years to figure that out. What did they tell you about the offense that made you think you would fit in so well to what they do?
We watched a lot of like they had a PowerPoint presentation, and kind of they went through their quarterback development process, and then they started showing clips of their offense, different ways that they run their offense. And honestly, it's a lot similar to what I used to run in high school. And high school was really fun. We got to score a lot of points, put up a lot of stats, but we won. That was the most important thing in that offensive system. And just the thing that they do, the pre-snap movement, all that to kind of give you signals of what the defense is in, and it just makes it easier. It's quarterback friendly, really. It's just super quarterback friendly, and that's amazing to hear.
One of LSU's other portal commitments, Winnie Watkins, one of the things I caught when he was talking on another show, talking about the technology that LSU has available, I guess virtual reality glasses or whatever. Did you get to see any of that, and what was your impression of it?
Yeah, I put it on, and I kind of went through a little series of how it is, and it's crazy. That would definitely be a huge advantage, just because you can you're getting almost like live reps. You get to see things in full speed or even faster, honestly. So when you get to the game on Saturday, everything's going to be slowed down for you.
Well, that was what Jaden did. Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels, he did it at 1.5 speed. So every single time he'd go out there on Saturdays, and of course now Sundays, I mean, the game slows down like crazy because he would play it so quickly on the VR system. So yeah, man, the technology is crazy. And my last thing for you, man, obviously once you commit, social media kind of goes crazy. You start to feel all the love from the fan base and whatnot. What have you seen from this fan base, considering, in my opinion, not biased? I mean, I'm from New Orleans, so I'm kind of down from around here, but I mean, just it's one of the most passionate fan bases in the country, if not the most passionate.
Yeah.
What's the love that you felt from everybody so far? And what's kind of your message to kind of LSU faithful moving forward?
Man, it's honestly amazing to see how much these people really care about a program like this. And the craziest part to me is it's not just football. It's the whole entire school. It's the whole athletic organization. It's amazing. That's huge for me as a community. You know, that's really big. But one message for this program is let's do it. Like we got some goals we got to accomplish. We're chasing a national championship. Like that's the goal. You know, like nothing's gonna stop us. It starts now. Like, let's do it.
Love to hear it. LSU staff. Now, obviously, I'm fully aware that a big part of recruitment in the portal is the financial element, but outside of the finances for LSU and all that, how did LSU's new coaching staff do with recruiting you? Talking Dane Stevens, Charlie Weiss Jr., all of them. What was their, I mean, you said it was just football, but how was their pitch and how much did they sell you versus just LSU sell you? You know what I mean? Like basically I'm trying to get your opinion on how they did as recruiters for you.
They did an amazing job. Ultimately, like if they didn't do an amazing job, I probably wouldn't have ended up coming here. You know, like I had a couple different opportunities, but the thing that I liked is they were all different, you know, in their own way. And LSU was just, obviously LSU as the name sticks out to you. It's your dream as a kid. But more importantly, the coaches and not even just the coaches at the R, we know they're great coaches. I mean, you can look at the statistics. They're great. It doesn't get any better. But as people, when you just sit down and talk to them, have an honest conversation face to face, like that really goes a long way for me.
Love to hear it. Well, Landon, I appreciate you taking time to meet with us and meet with all the fans. I just want to wish you luck on this season, and spring ball should be fun. You may be QB1 for spring ball based on the Leavitt injury. Is that exciting at all for you?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, Landon, appreciate you, man. I'm going to let you go here. You have a good night. I appreciate you taking time with us, okay?
Appreciate
yes,
you,
sir.
Landon.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is Landon Clark, Elon transfer quarterback. Seems like a great kid by all accounts. And I'm going to be frank with y'all. When he first committed to LSU, my first thought was, oh, great. They got an emergency quarterback. Like if things go awry, maybe they turn to this guy. Cause I looked at his passing stats and then I looked at, you know, he went 6-6 at Elon. I'm like, okay, mostly because I just didn't have time at when it happened to like, there's 28 kids who've committed to the portal. I haven't had time to watch film on all of them. I went and watched film on this kid and my jaw started dropping. I'm like, oh my God. He just threw that 70 yards in the air. How many kids at Elon University can throw the ball 70 yards? My God.
He's different, man. Like when you watch the tape, I mean, it doesn't lie. And give credit to his trainer, and I give credit to everybody else that's in his inner circle to really kind of get him to that next point. But yeah, he's got it. He's got the goods, man. I really liked watching his tape. And for me, the numbers kind of lie a little bit because I'm not going to say his offensive line wasn't fantastic, but there was a lot of times where he had to throw the ball away, which kind of deflates his stats from a completion percentage perspective. So on that front, it kind of, you know, it didn't make me look too much into the numbers. But like you said, when you turn on the tape, yeah, I mean, this kid's a really good quarterback. And like, again, Preston, like you said, Sam Leavitt's battling a foot injury right now. This is a guy who's going to probably get to 100% or damn near kind of around the summertime or into fall camp. So Landon Clark, for right now, there's 2 quarterbacks committed on this roster. He's going to have the opportunity to really take some big-time reps with this team. So a big fan of this edition, a big fan of Landon Clark, man. Good kid. Glad we got him on the show, of course. Really excited to see what he can do down here in Baton Rouge. This is a good kid. He's got game. It's going to be fun to watch.
He's a dynamic and decisive runner, too. which has been a soft spot for LSU the last couple of years, is just, knowing when to run. He's good at that. He can run, he can stretch the field. He's got it. And I think that the fact that he's willing to be patient and develop behind another quarterback, that's all very good news. This is all very good. Obviously, this is 2026 and the era we're in. You have to deal with retaining kids year to year. Look, when he first signed, I thought he was, emergency QB. I think there's a real chance this kid's QB of the future. By the way, I've spoken with some actual football coaches about his tape and film, and they're a lot more excited than I was at first as well. They kind of have the same reaction. They've kind of led me to this conclusion, oh, he's actually a really good player. I want to give a quick scoop on the quarterback room, where things stand. I've kind of been speaking with some sources behind the scenes and kind of have a good understanding of where things stand for LSU, in particular with a couple names. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to get to an ad break, and then we're going to get into more of this normally as scheduled show. So what I can tell you is, speaking with sources about Sam Leavitt, of course, he is officially signed. Remember, there was some drama with Tennessee earlier today, with making a late push, but they were kind of like, dude, I mean, it's too late. We've already agreed to it. We're ready to roll. And he signed the deal. He had a, lens fracture on his right foot last year. And Liz Frank, not Lens Frack. Yeah, Liz Frank. I'm sorry. That is an injury that usually you make a full recovery. I can tell you LSU has conducted a physical exam on him, as they will do any athlete that they're going to invest significant resources into. And he seems to be ahead of schedule. What's that?
Significant to say the least, man.
Yeah, significant. Yeah, it might be making as much money as Lane Kiffin. Who knows? Anyways, no, he's not making as much money as Lane Kiffin. Maybe half. Anyways, I can report that physical went well. He does appear, by all reports, to be ahead of schedule. They are currently not anticipating him being available for spring football, but he would be good well in time by fall camp. So that's what really matters here. Of course, part of the thing is you bring in an experienced veteran guy. You shouldn't need spring ball as much, right? Additionally, I can tell you that coaches like what they see out of Landon Clark. There was some scuttlebutt out of Hussein Longstreet earlier today. People were reporting that there may be a chance that LSU is still interested in him and he may come. I can tell you that is 100% conclusively off the table. I've spoken with sources and it will not happen. Hussein Longstreet, former 5-star kid, excellent talent. He wants to be a starter somewhere. I don't know where, but he wants to be a starter somewhere. He's also going to command a good chunk of money. LSU would be happy to have him, but I don't know that they're going to have the resources that he can command to put toward him. Particularly, LSU still has to go build an offensive line to block for these guys. So they do need to find a QB3. As far as I can report at this time, there is no immediate name that comes to mind. I think LSU coaches are and administration, they have put, the full court press on Leavitt and Clark. In fact, let's talk about this real quick. To get Leavitt, Lane Kiffin himself had to get on a plane, go to Knoxville, channel his inner Coach O, and recruit the guy after his visit to the University of Tennessee at the University of Tennessee. My God. Zach, is that not... It's like crazy because we've heard these recruiting stories for years, and it's always like months after, privately, a coach reveals off the record.
Well, that's my thing. That's my thing.
He tweets it!
Yeah, we're talking about resources and talking about, significant resources. Man, Lane Kiffin hopped on a damn flight and flew up to Knoxville to go talk to Sam Leavitt because he wanted him so badly. This was his number one guy from people that we've spoken to. He wanted Sam Leavitt. This is the guy that he wanted and through the house to go get him. He hopped on a private flight and flew up to go see him fresh off of his visit to Tennessee in Knoxville. I think it speaks volumes to how much they wanted him, to the belief that they have in him. So, yeah, they've always said that Lane Kiffin's going to get who he wants, and we're starting to get a really good kind of feel for that. And here we are with the number one quarterback in the portal, the number one overall player in the portal who signed with LSU. I mean, it speaks a lot.
It's remarkable. It's remarkable. Philip Lecoq says Longstreet's a priority. Look, I can tell you this. Unless Longstreet really wants to come to LSU and is willing to take a pay cut and just wants to wait it out, I don't see it happening. Okay, I'm going to tell you that on good word. So someone says Preston drinks. Yeah, I actually forgot to bring my water cup in here. It's something I never do, actually, but I did forget to bring my water cup tonight. So yeah, that they're gonna have to find a QB3 somewhere because you need a QB3. But I have no names on my board. I don't think anybody has any names on their board. But this is probably where they're gonna do some homework and scout out some guys. There's 4 more days of the transfer portal window being open. So if a guy that they scout and they're gonna try to get to enter the portal or whatever may be the case there, he's got 4 days to enter if he's not already in the portal. So. Anyways, thought y'all might enjoy that update. We're going to get to a quick ad break. I do want to review some comments about the state of the program, and then we're going to just go into talking about names. We're going to be, it's like the Mimba Berries from South Park. Remember, we're going to just talk names. That's what we're going to do. Just name that athlete. So, with that being said, let's get the ad break numero uno. Guys, as LSU is trying to get its program wired for success in the program with Sam Leavitt and company. Guys, you can get your home wired for success with Dykes Electrical, whether you need lights on Tiger Stadium or you just need a humble TigerBait studio. They're wired for your success. 10-story office building, they can wire that. 200 square foot warehouse you need built, they can wire that. Expanding your existing commercial building, they can wire that. Changing out your breaker, electrical panel, or just a receptacle in your home or office, they can wire that. Upgrading lighting in your home or office, they can wire that. Give them a call today at the number on your screen, 225-216-9180, for a free estimate on your project. Make sure to let them know that TigerBait sent you in. And guys, if you're looking to get some good cuisine and celebrate all these excellent portal hauls LSU's going, you need to go to my friends at Struby's downtown. All TigerBait live shows are proudly brought to you this football season by Struby's Seafood and Steak, located on 107 3rd Street in downtown Baton Rouge. Struby's prides itself on providing a 5-star dining experience for a reasonable price. Guys, whether you're looking for Wagyu, New York strip, or bone-in ribeye, guys, they're ready to take care of you for all of your best red meats. They don't just offer red meats, though. They offer items such as the dry-aged pork chop, black truffle lobster pasta, plenty more, guys. Struby's is locally owned with ownership in the building daily, taking a level of pride in the food and service you just don't see from a local, from any old corporate establishment, right? Book your reservation online tonight at strubys.com. Make sure to let them know TigerBait sent you in. And guys, if you see all the gear that I have been decked out with my studio recently, y'all know I always have one place to go. It is the best place for an LSU fan. It is Alumni Hall. It's the best place for your officially licensed LSU gear. They're your ultimate shopping destination. They got Nike, Champion, Johnny O, Honorable Reserve, Peter Millar, Southern Tide, hats, Yetis, gifts, accessories. Shop their store at Perkins Row, or shop online anytime at alumnihall.com. Don't forget to use our discount code we have for you, TigerBait, all one word, TigerBait, and you're going to save 10% off your order online or in store. Guys, the newest oyster spot is ready to roll. It is 315 North Boulevard in downtown Baton Rouge. They're serving up the freshest farm-raised oysters, fresh from Grand Isle, no mud, no grit, just clean, delicious flavor. Not into oysters? Guys, they can swap in a boiled shrimp or turkey brie and bacon sandwich, even a classic roast beef po' boy. They will be featuring a bar fully stocked with top-notch bourbon, whiskey, craft beer, whatever you're looking for. Don't miss out on Baton Rouge's newest oyster spot. And make sure to let them know, as you do with all of our sponsors, TigerBait sent you in. Let's get to a few comments. Water, bro. Look, bro, I can't just leave the show right now. I might text my wife and see if she'll get me some water here. How about that?
I just made Gabby do the same thing. Put myself
Did you really?
Yeah.
That is so funny, dude.
I don't want to get comments calling both of us like just hacking a lot.
The choke brothers here. We got negative Nagy and positive Preston just choking up. All right.
Yeah, I got a comment real quick. There we
Go for it. Go for it. Well, this is a good one, though.
That's cool.
Will offensive linemen from Ole Miss land at LSU? They're talking about what's his name? The guy who was committed last year. You know it.
Yeah,
Zack.
they're talking about Townsend is the first guy who started for Ole Miss, and then they're also talking about Devin Harper. And
Devin Harper's who I was thinking of. Yes.
For me, when I kind of think about a lot of these guys that have entered the portal for Ole Miss, today was really where I kind of like sat back and thought, all right, this is the one that LSU is going to attack, and that's Devin Harper. And from a couple of people that I've spoken to on that front, it definitely does seem like LSU is going to be that team to kind of watch out for in Devin Harper's process. And this is a top 10 interior offensive lineman in the country in the 2025 class. Highly touted guy, was committed to LSU, and is a Louisiana native from up there in Shreveport. So he kind of checks all the boxes when you look for a portal guy. So for me, I'm going to be keeping a really close eye on Devin Harper. This could really solve a lot of issues on the O-line. Multiple years of eligibility, a guy that for me should really be a lock for this team. So we'll see how it pans out. Obviously, there are going to be suitors and bidders. We know how this kind of goes. Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Should be. Yeah,
we know how this goes. The portal's a tricky game, but from people that I've kind of spoken to on that front, it really does seem like LSU is going to be the team to beat. So excited to see once his name gets officially in the portal and kind of see the kind of wheels turn from there on that front.
All right, go ahead and put your comment up there, Zack.
That was the one, man. You stole me. You beat me.
Oh, Harper should be a lock. That was it? Or Mark Cumbie was the comment?
Mark Cumbie.
All right.
I got this one for you too real quick, though, and then we'll get back to that one. How's the coaching convention hurt LSU? What do you think about that? And what do you think about the dead period kind of in this portal window right now? I don't understand that part of it. So I want to pick your brain on that too.
I don't – what is he – I don't – What does he mean?
During the dead period, there's kind of like this coaching convention, I think, in Charlotte. And I think that's one of the reasons why they really do this kind of quote unquote 48 to 72 hour dead period in the portal.
Okay. I see. I'm going to look into that one a little bit. I haven't had time to think about that. If you want to just know the honest truth, we're thinking really far forward and I have been just absolutely drowned. My guess is just, it never stops based on everybody I've talked to. Like that cell phone is going to be doing most of the work still. And even when you can't talk to kids, there's talking to kids going down. That's all I'll say. I don't want to get caught up too much in the semantics of it. I just, that's why I stumble with stuff like that. I don't want to say the wrong thing and get someone in trouble just by speculating. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Women's gymnastics and men's baseball just around the corner. Which one are you more excited about, Zack? Or I guess which one's looking like the better season coming up? I'd say baseball, huh?
It's hard to just not get juiced about baseball. Even when we were sitting there talking to Landon, I mean, you had people in the comment section talking about how he needs to get out there to Alex Box and go check out these games. I mean, just the culture down here is what we were talking about with him. And baseball is a key part of that. Gymnastics, of course. I mean, getting over to the PMAC for these games. Like I said, Gabby really loves going out there, too, to see them kind of compete. So it's hard to not enjoy everything around here. For me, baseball, obviously, just because we see Jay Johnson reload again. I mean, this team's going to be absolutely dynamic again. So for me, more excited, it's going to be baseball.
Preston's way more excited, obviously. We're talking about Landon Clark. Zack, what is with your lack of excitement?
I think he was talking between. I think he was talking about
why are you so negative all the time, Zack?
Oh, no, man. I'm excited. I think Landon is going to be. I think Landon's going to be a beast. I'm so excited to watch him play, and I love the path that they're putting him on. I think to get to Baton Rouge and work through a season where you're not necessarily QB1, you don't have to put that pressure on your shoulders. It gives you the opportunity to kind of sit back, evaluate, and get accustomed to SEC culture and an SEC regime. So really intrigued for the path that they got for Landon. I think he's a gamer and one that I think when he talks about what's next for him, I think a lot of people should be intrigued.
All right. And Preston and Zack, how many starters have they signed already? Well, I think maybe the biggest signee was the one that they signed today. That's Braylon Moore, the center, who was basically the one serviceable offensive lineman you had last year. That's pretty big. But in talking about other starters, do you think Weston Davis is going to be able to hold on to a starting spot? That's a big question.
Yeah, I think he will. And I think this is one of the guys that they really wanted to have back, and that being Eric Wolford, the new offensive line coach. He liked Weston Davis. He was one of maybe one or two guys that he was thinking, okay, this guy has potential. And I don't want to sit here and rag on Brad Davis. I think he's gotten enough of that on social media and other kind of platforms. So I don't want to rag on Brad Davis, but I think that from a development perspective, man, they just did not have that here in Baton Rouge, and it's shown in the product over the last couple of years. So for me, Weston Davis is certainly one. But when we talk about signees and guys that could really make a difference here, I'm going to go with the one that they got this morning, Darren Stray.
Darren Stray, 6'7".
I really do think that this guy could become a starter at that left tackle spot. Darren Stray, like you said, 6'7", 320-pounder. I mean, this guy does not look like he doesn't have excess body fat, is how I'll put it. This guy is strong, and this guy is absolutely.
Now, he did redshirt this year, but you're talking about.
So that's why it's so important to get these guys, because it gives them multiple years of eligibility. And that's kind of one of the approaches that Lane Kiffin had. Sure, you'll get your 1 year rental every now and then, but most of the guys that they brought in are multiple years of eligibility guys. And I'll tell you what, man, you went up to Paw Paw, Michigan, to go get Darren Stray before to get him to Kentucky.
Paw, Michigan, boy.
Paw,
when
Michigan.
I read that this morning, I had to choke. Who the hell names their city Paw?
I think it's great. And now you got him to Kentucky. Eric Walford developed that relationship with him. You bring him down, of course, to Baton Rouge. Man, I'm excited for him. So if we're talking about guys that are kind of here to be starters, potentially, that you brought in, he's the guy that definitely catches my eye right now.
What about the center from Tennessee? What is it? Satterwhite? Sorry.
It's Satterwhite.
Satterwhite, right? William Satter. Guys, you're just going to have to roll with us as we struggle with these names, because there's 28 portal guys committed. And these are all within 10 days. We didn't even know these guys were going to enter the portal 11 days ago. So work with us here. But he was the backup center for Tennessee, but he played a lot. He played 20 snaps against New Mexico State, 15 against Kentucky. I mean, played against 3 snaps against Alabama. He was there. Is he going to stay at center and just be a backup with 3 years of eligibility, or do you think he gave enough to maybe be a starting guard?
Yeah, so he's a versatile piece in the trenches, and that's kind of one of the main selling points for him, is that he can play the entire interior offensive line of a guard and a center. I think, obviously, Braylon Moore, that's his position. Nobody's going to beat him out for that. But if he can come in and have a really good camp, I think it's fantastic to see if you can get him in at the guard spot on the left or right side. But depth is so important. And even if he's not a starter right now, to have multiple depth pieces is key. And I think that's why you bring in a guy like Satterwhite, to either A, let him develop under a guy like Braylon Moore, or B, throw him in the fire, man, and see what he can do at the guard spot.
Hell yeah. I'll say this. The two guys I see being depth pieces immediately, Copia Lincoln, Jacoby Jones, offensive tackle. First off, let me say Copia Lincoln, it certainly back in the day was just a shed of talent. Oh boy, I'm about to sneeze there. Sorry. Was just a stockpile of talent there in Mississippi. Obviously, JUCO ball in general has kind of lost its luster, but don't sleep on him. Jaquan Sprinkle from North Carolina Central. We'll just have to see how that plays out. He was part of an offense where they did run the ball for about 160 yards a game, but obviously North Carolina Central, there's going to be a big step up for him. So those are guys I expect to be. I think they're going to need to sign 2 or 3 starting quality linemen, right? It could be Devin Harper, could take care of that, but that basically offensive line. Basically every other position group is adequate at worst, right?
Yeah, so you've signed 4 offensive linemen right now. When we talked last week, what was our kind of special number? We said kind of 6, probably 7 guys.
7, but with 4 starter quality guys, right?
So probably go out and look for 3 more bodies, potentially 2 more starting guys is kind of the path that we're on right now, you think?
Yeah. And then, of course, let's not be silly. They're going to look for talent in other spots. One guy I'm looking at is Fahim Delane. That's talented safety, brother of Mansour Delane. If he's, 90% as good as Mansour Delane, he'll be an excellent DB for LSU. LSU was in on him on recruiting. Not worth losing. With that emerging, Jacob Bradford did enter the portal today. I don't know if that's coincidence or not, but they're definitely going to be looking for best available talent. I think at this point, you've got 4 running backs, right? including, your two guys coming back from last year, Harlem Berry, Caden Durham. That's awesome. And then I think it's two portal running backs. Let's see, Rob Gainey Jr. out of Charlotte and Racing Guillory out of Utah. You've got enough there, especially in a Kevin Smith offense that really likes to run with a bell cow. You're good to go there. Receiver, my God. What is this, 12 receivers you're bringing in, including high school and portal?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you've got 9 signees through the portal. I did not even think they were going to go get a guy today. I thought Winnie Watkins would be the end of the kind of haul, and then you go out.
They bring in Roman. Yeah, Roman Mothershed.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my goodness.
What a name, by the way, Roman Mothershed.
And then you get your signees too. So it's remarkable, man. They got a ton of newcomers coming in. They revamped that whole room.
It is no doubt impressive work. On that note, I'm going to do one final ad break, and then I'm going to kind of give a summary and a shout out to our boy, Verge Osbury, athletic director, for just how things were handed to him and where he has things now. I think once we go over some of the information, it'll be pretty forthcoming. And then after that, we'll get to your comments, guys. I promise you, we'll get to more and more comments after that. But guys, before I get to your comments, we got to get out to Capital City Grill. One thing we try to do with all of our TigerBait sponsors is partner with locally owned businesses we've experienced firsthand and know we can endorse to provide an outstanding experience for our listeners. Guys, if I'm doing like a casual business lunch with a sponsor or anybody, I'm always going to Capital City Grill. It is the best place, guys, to take for just a casual, nice lunch. My go-to spot. Guys, located at 100 Lafayette Street in downtown Baton Rouge, Capital City Grill is your ideal lunch and dinner stop for a casual dining experience. They have a menu featuring a variety of sandwiches, burgers, seafood, pasta, steaks, plenty more, with almost everything priced at $30 or below for a more affordable experience, which sometimes downtown there's not a ton of affordable options there, but they've got you covered. Don't forget to celebrate the Tigers' win at their Sunday morning brunch, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Book your reservation online tonight at capitalcitygrill.net. Make sure to let them know TigerBait sent you in. Guys, take a look at these special promotional rates going on with our friends at Genesis of Lafayette. Guys, they are premier luxury dealership offering the finest cars and SUVs in the region. Coupled with the best service anywhere, Genesis of Lafayette has a huge inventory of new and certified pre-owned Genesis vehicles. For a truly first-class automotive experience is Genesis of Lafayette, 6600 Johnston Street, here to exceed your expectations. Genesis of Lafayette. Shop us online at genesislafayette.com or give them a call, 877-856-2961. Let them know the TigerBait sent you in. Low energy, low drive. Rejuvenate Medical offers testosterone therapy that helps you get back to feeling strong, sharp, and confident. Kick fatigue to the curb. Visit rejuvenemedical.com.
I decided to go to Rejuvenate Medical because I saw my energy going down, my weight going up, and my sex drive just wasn't what it used to be. I saw my energy level go up almost immediately. My weight loss, it took about a month and a half. I feel the best I've felt in a long time.
Alrighty. All right, guys, I have to say, I wrote a column a few weeks ago, and I just want to read an insert from that column. This was dated October 31st, 2025. Context: LSU had no athletic director, or Verge Osbury was, in limbo based on comments by president or whatever. Wade Roos, governor, was making, it was just pure chaos. The name of the column was Pride of LSU Defined in Moments of Disarray. Why am I reliving this? Well, here's an excerpt. LSU is battered, beaten, and embarrassed at a level we've not seen in decades, but not broken. Its pride remains intact. In my lifetime, I cannot recall a time when the program was in such disarray. Of course, we're talking about governor making comments, not uncertain future, and basically every position of leadership from football coach to governor. Basically, there was nothing. So I went on to write down there. It was kind of give LSU a mission to, you're in disarray. What's going on? Now, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, LSU finds itself at a crossroads where it must rebuild itself from the ground up. For LSU fans, administration, alumni, the mission is clear. Keep your pride intact and refuse to accept mediocrity. Now, I will tell you this, fans, booster, alum, You refuse to accept mediocrity. Mission accomplished there, boys and girls. And go find the best men to lead this program into the future. All right, let's fast forward about 45 days or so, wherever we're at on January 12th, right? Verge Osbury is your full-time AD now, and there's no uncertainty about that whatsoever. What has he done since? Well, he hired the number one football coach on the market, Lane Kiffin. Then Lane Kiffin subsequently turns around, retains Blake Baker and this elite defensive staff. He brought in the elite offensive staff he had already built at Ole Miss, making this one of the most respected coaching staffs in the country. He locked in the number one high school player in the country, Lamar Brown, which, say what you want about this being LSU, that's why you come to LSU, but it still is a tough draw. Yes, he's committed, but you had to work to keep him committed. Check. Then he turns around and goes into the portal and lands a commitment from the number one player in the portal, Sam Leavitt, today, signed, ink, dry, ready to roll. I'm not so sure that any team has ever signed the number one player in the portal and the number one player in high school in the same year. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, guys. If anybody can find that, good for me. Let's couple that with, based per 247 Sports, LSU is also locked in the number one portal class. I'm not sure all this has ever been done before, but as they say, it's just different at LSU. I believe Osbury has done an outstanding job finding the right men to lead this program and have subsequently found more of the right man to be a part of this program. Obviously, a little more work to be done in the portal. Offensive line's a huge need, maybe best talent available at a few other positions, but it appears the mission I handed out on October 31st has been accomplished with an A++ grade. Literally based on the amount of disarray and chaos Verge Osbury was handed, I had in no way was I capable of predicting that he would turn around and turn out this performance. This much would go right for LSU since then. On paper, you have built a contending football team ready to compete for playoffs and championships very soon. But we've seen that on paper before. This isn't the first time LSU has won the offseason, and just for it not to pan out many times it does. I mean, hell, LSU had the number one portal class last year, and look how it panned out, 7-6. So now the new mission is very simple. Go put in the work, win some football games, and get LSU in the 12-team playoff for the first time. Zach, any thoughts on all that rant I just went on?
Yeah, man. I think when you think about where this program was at, man, 45 days ago, give or take, it's a 180. We're in a spot right now where it's hard to not feel confident. I know you get asked all the time. I know I get asked all the time. Everybody, well, can this team make the playoff next year? What is this team's outlook in 2026, his first season? And, man, now that you got Sam Leavitt in the fold and you got a couple different pieces that you got to fill, of course, of the O-line, et cetera. There are some fillers, of course, that you got to go and work through, but it is hard to not sit back and just be absolutely juiced what this team is putting together.
No doubt.
That's put together. And the key word that Brian Kelly used to say all the time was alignment. I would sit back and sigh every time he would say it because he said it's a press conference. But I'll tell you what, right now it's hard to not be intrigued with the alignment in Baton Rouge.
Maybe he meant like the alignment of a golf swing.
Yeah, I mean, my God. I mean, you're in a spot right now where, man, it's hard to not be really intrigued with where this program's going right now. So excited about it. No, he's not drinking water. He has been hacking up a lung since 8:23.
I'm sorry, guys.
But we are doing good right now. It's hard to not be excited about where the program's going. So, yeah, I'm right there with you with the rant, man. I think this program's in a really good spot. It's hard to not be intrigued about the trajectory.
Time for Osbury to fix men's basketball. Go get a men's basketball. All I'm going to say, guys, is,
This is a football show.
I will wait for that.
Yeah.
I will wait. It is a football show, but, look, man, we'll be open to comments and stuff. I've also had, just full disclosure. Y'all know this show, I end it every January, okay? There is discussions about potentially going year-round with the show in the future, and if we do that, obviously the plan would have to be that we're gonna every show we would talk about football, but we'll have to talk about other sports as well. Right. So, I'm not going to sit here and say we can't talk a little basketball. You know what I mean? Zack, what is your take on Leavitt's fit or play style? How does he compare to Kiffin QBs in his scheme? Go ahead, take that.
First of all, I did not realize he said in protest on this comment, so that's hilarious. I didn't even realize it said.
What would I be protesting?
It's so funny.
I'm confused. Like, what's the protest?
The water, probably protest.
The water. I'm protesting water consumption. Let's go.
But for Leavitt, man, he fits it to a T. This is exactly what you want in a quarterback, and it speaks volumes, honestly, to what Lane Kiffin's looking for. He wants a dual threat guy, and who's better than Sam Leavitt? He proved it in 2024, his first year in Tempe. Goes out there and leads that team to a college football playoff. Obviously, he had Cam Scatterbo, and he had a lot of other different resources at his disposal. But I'll tell you what, for him to go out there and dominate in 2024, this year to be kind of cut short, he still showed what he had, minus one game against Mississippi State. He looked the part. So, Sam Leavitt is that prototypical kind of quarterback that you want in Lane Kiffin's system. I don't want to be a casual and give out a really kind of basic take, but there's Jackson Dart type of flashes in his game. So I don't want to sit back and, of course, give the casual comparison. But when you watch the tape and you look at everything that he can do on the football field, he reminds me a lot of Jackson Dart. So I'm intrigued to watch his game kind of develop here in Baton Rouge. Lane Kiffin's a quarterback savant. Now he has a really good talent at his disposal. I think the sky's the limit for him, man. It's your prototypical Lane Kiffin QB.
I actually had to go watch film. Because I remember thinking, like, Leavitt's mobile, but is he a true running threat? And once you go watch the tape, you start to realize, oh, wait, this guy can really move.
I was the same way, man. I was like, okay, people talk about being kind of a dynamic quarterback, but does he really have that in his game? Like you said, you turn on the tape, damn. Like, this dude can move.
Brother can scoot.
Yeah.
And look, me and Mike talk all the time about Mike wants a true running quarterback, right? I want a quarterback who's a threat to run, right? What's the difference? Well, I would say Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback. Josh Allen is a threat to run. Okay.
I like that.
Joe Burrow is a threat to run. Jaden Daniels is a running quarterback, right? Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
I think that in modern offenses, if they're going to leave the Red Sea open for you, you got to take it. And look, love Garrett Nussmeier, but I really think that the age of quarterbacks like that who can't take advantage of it, they're running dry. Now, yes, Matt Stafford is arguably NFL MVP, but I'll just say this: you could look up this year and maybe 14 of your top 15 NFL quarterbacks are guys who can scoot, who can move well, and that's what I think they need. I think Lane Kiffin has recognized that for years.
This one's been brought up a couple of times, Preston, so I'll get to it really quick. It's Zack, who was the utility player that everybody wanted, comparing him to Taysom Hill. That was Ferris State utility player Carson Gulker. This is a guy that was supposed to come visit LSU, ultimately went on a Michigan State visit and committed there, kind of up there on campus. So that was who it was, and he could play receiver, quarterback, edge rusher. I mean, he did everything for Ferris State at the
good name pull, by the way.
I had to think about it for a second because I saw thank you, TMB, for the comment. I saw it up there a couple of times, and I was like, damn, like, what is it? What is it? And so
I thought he was talking about a commit when he saw that, and I was like, I don't know. Who's he talking about?
I was like thinking to myself, okay, this is who it is. So, yeah.
Let's see here. We'll throw a little shade out here. What's more embarrassing, Ole Miss still crying or Alabama fans?
No, I'll let you take that.
Yeah, since I seem to be king of all things petty, I will say this. The Ole Miss fans in person are great, man. And the media that I've talked to in person, great people. There just seems to be a real problem in the Ole Miss community with just burner accounts and just being kind of trashy with their like just real like unintelligent, personal insulty. I'll say the Ole Miss burner community and the real Ole Miss fans. I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about this strong contingent of burners that I've never seen from any fan base like it. And I piss off every fan base. All right. I piss off LSU fans. Okay. And I've just never seen anything like that. I'll just leave it at that. And it's not I've had great conversations with so many great Ole Miss people. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your burner Twitter. All right, let's see here. Chef can let Nagy take the reins for a bit to get some high quality H2O. Look, we're going to be wrapping up the show here soon. If I had to go too much longer, I'd probably just let them roll with it, but we'll figure it out. Did LSU take a linebacker in the portal? If not, is it that because that room? Well, I'll tell you this: linebacker is probably the position they were in best spot in, because I mean, Whit Weeks is coming back, Zack Weeks is coming back, Keelan Moses is coming back, Devon Keys coming back. I mean, linebacker is in a very strong spot for LSU. I'm double checking here because I don't want to say anything incorrect.
No, you're right. And
there's no linebacker in the portal.
Yeah, no.
Although
it's a good question. And for me, when I sit back, linebacker was one that I really wanted to kind of evaluate and see. Maybe they go get somebody just to go get a seasoned veteran there, because you got Whit Weeks, of course. But when it comes to Devon Keys, I mean, sure, he's a gamer, but you might need a little bit faster of a guy over there. And then, of course, you got Tylen Singleton in the mix. Of course, I mean, you look at Jaden Breaker, a player who's coming back. He entered the portal, is coming back. So you're talented in that spot. But for me, man, I'm not looking at the linebacker position right now. I'm looking at who can play star. And so this question right here is, who's the crown jewel of the transfer portal haul? It's Ty Benefield for me.
I was just about to name him. I'm so mad. All right, go ahead.
That's why I sat back, and Preston, you and I were talking earlier about, well, who the heck other kind of position groups do they need bodies for? And I wanted to say linebacker, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say linebacker, because Ty Benefield can come down inside the box a little bit and make plays there because he's such a good safety. He's versatile and massive. So that's where I kind of sit back and I'm like, they haven't taken a linebacker, but Ty Benefield's so versatile. You're in a really good spot.
He probably is the next best player in this class, but I'm going to tell you this, Sam Leavitt, it's a big drop off after him. Okay. Especially probably in terms of money that they're investing, but it's a lot of good players with good tape, good film, a lot of things you could really like out of it. I was going to say with the linebacker, unless you consider the star role a linebacker, which kind of is a linebacker, I think Ty Benefield's going to play that. Now, I haven't talked to Jake Olson and asked him where they're going to play him, but I'm just looking at that tape. My God, this guy's got a nose for the football. He's a good football player, guy. I mean, really good. Like, he looks to me like Jamal Adams is the kind of instincts he plays with. Really, really good stuff. All right, let's see here. Any other last comments? Tylen Singleton and Breaker. Breaker did enter the portal, but then he withdrew from the portal. So, yeah, I think LSU's in real good shape at linebacker, and that's why they're not going after it in the portal like they are basically every other position. I mean, hell, they signed 28 players. All right, here's a good question. We'll wrap up the show with this one. Who y'all got? Miami or Indiana? Zach, you taking that one?
I mean, look, I think I've seen what you've been saying on Twitter. Everybody always has to try to compare everything to 2019 LSU. And every time there's a champion, they got to try to compare them to 2019 LSU. Preston's got a good piece on it. Preston has talked about how no team is going to really be able to compare to them, and nobody has, and it'll be hard to do it. So I'm not comparing Indiana to 2019 LSU, but that team's flat out dominant. I mean, they've got some good stuff going on over there in Bloomington, and I'm intrigued with what they can do. I'm intrigued with what they've done. I like Fernando Mendoza. So for me, I think Indiana wins that one. I think it's going to be a really fun natty. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. But I got Indiana in that one, and I don't know what the spread is. I have to go check.
7.5. It's Miami is plus
spread.
7.5. Yeah.
At home, at quote unquote home, is wild. That means they gave them some points too. So
at home, I know that's crazy to me, but let me tell you this: Indiana is a very likable team. Kirk Cignetti's kind of an asshole, but Fernando Mendoza is a great kid. And guys, we got it.
There you go.
And I actually was starting to choke there. Oh my God, I feel so much better. Okay, all right. Fernando Mendoza is a great kid. great NFL talent. It's funny with this Indiana team, they don't have 4 and 5 stars. So you got two of my core values, right, as a sports writer. There's two things I will always argue you about, no matter if you're a random Twitter birder or you're the biggest ESPN personality in the world. It is 2019 is the greatest team of all time, and stars matter, and this team contradicts both of them. But that does not matter because Indiana is the best football team in the country. They look like Alabama. They're going out there and kicking your ass. Like, they're not. Underdog teams are historically fluky. Oh, Appalachian State blocks the field goal at the last second in the big house. Oh, Boise State with their trickeration. David Tyree catches it off the helmet in the Super Bowl. Giants over Patriots 07. Always some fluky crap like that. Not Indiana. They're lining up and they're whooping your butt. Snap one, they got bigger man in the trenches. They got great DBs. I think they have 4 pick sixes on their opening drive, if I'm not mistaken. It's unbelievable. It's a statistical anomaly. In the history of college football, I've never seen a better coaching job. I've never seen a better story. It's just remarkable. Kirk Cignetti deserves all the roses thrown at him. It's the most impressive job I've ever seen. Indiana takes care of business by 17. Okay. Yes, it's going to spark greatest teams of all time debates. No, they're not better than 2019 LSU. They're just a bunch of 24 and 25-year-old men. Okay. Ain't none of those boys are covering Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson for 4 quarters. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. I'm not going to try to steal their moment, but I will. If people are going to talk about it, I will always respond. I've got the thread ready to go. What is it? 37 reasons LSU is the greatest team of all time. It is what it is. But yeah, I think Indiana takes care of business. I'm happy for them as well, too, by the way. It's a fantastic story and excellent for college football. Excellent for college football. I love the sport more than anything else. And the more teams that are capable of winning a championship, the better for the sport. And in recent years, it's been like the same 7 or 8 teams, basically. It's like Alabama, Clemson, LSU, Ohio State. I mean, and then maybe a Texas here or there, right? So to get more of that rotation is so good for the sport, guys. I'm all for it. I'm actually glad that that would be the last 3 teams are outside of the Southeastern footprint, because basically for 20 straight years, it was like Clemson, Florida, Texas, all teams in the Southeast footprint of the United States. It's bad for the sport when geographically all the success is conglomerated to one area. So good to spread it out. Anyways, I appreciate all y'all for watching. I'm going to be excited to watch the national championship. Zach, you've got a ton of work you've been pumping out. Where can the people follow your content?
Yeah, man, it's been a whirlwind. Obviously, at Nagy20, that's my personal page on X or Twitter, whichever one you like to call it. At LSU Tigers SI is where we're pumping out content right now. With transfer portal buzz, transfer portal rumors, baseball's coming up, basketball's in the midst. We're about to enter crossover season. So at LSU Tigers SI is where you can find the primary work over there. A lot of stuff coming out, man. It's a busy time right now. I always say if it's purple and gold related, we pretty much got it on the site. It's a busy time right now. And if you need to catch up on anything LSU, we've got you covered.
Zach, you know who just entered the portal while we were live on air?
I think it was Jordan Seaton.
Jordan Seaton dude, you're a monster with checking stuff during the show. Jordan Seaton out of Colorado.
Yeah, he immediately becomes that number 1 O lineman in the portal. That's a really big name to enter.
Boy, that would fix a lot of problems for LSU. That's a plug and play left tackle day 1. So
no doubt.
Keep an eye on it, guys. We'll be covering it as always. Y'all make sure to follow us. Hit subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications for live videos. Mike and Buddy will be back Wednesday night. And y'all tune in to TigerBait.com. We've been putting in all the updates as they come out. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all's support. Everybody have a great night.